says, you say in this book that you can buy a piece of real estate in 72 hours, you can buy a piece of real estate with nothing down, no money out of your pocket. It's physically impossible, nobody can do it. We challenge you to prove what you're saying or stop printing the book. So his publicist goes to Robert G. Allen and says, do you want to do this? And Robert G. Allen says, hell yeah, I want to do this. Accept their challenge. So they go, fine, fly to our office in LA. We're going to pair you up with a reporter, and we're going to fly you to a random city where you have to go and buy a piece of real estate with nothing down. And you have 72 hours. So he flies to LA, gets coupled with a reporter, they jump on an airplane, and they go to San Francisco. Downtown San Francisco. The LA Times is like, ain't happening, dog. You weren't. So they give him $100, and they go, you have 72 hours, stop clock, boom, see. And he's with a reporter. He walks over to a hot dog stand, buys a hot dog, gets change, takes dimes, goes over to a payphone, starts calling real estate agents out of the phone book. Some of us remember what that was like, right? And his line was, hi, my name is Robert G. Allen, I'm brand new to town, and I'm looking to buy a piece of quality real estate with nothing down. And he's calling agents, calling agents, calling agents, calling agents. And he goes, oh my gosh, I just went through $10. I better hurry and go to a hotel because I gotta sleep here tonight. So he goes to the red light district. He gets a cheap hotel for $17, and he makes the reporter pay the other half of the $17. Then he realizes, oh my gosh, there's a freaking phone in the hotel room, and I was outside dropping dimes on these phone calls. So he gets in there, it's like 6:30 at night, banging phone calls, gets a call back at 9:30 at night. Real estate agent says, hi, is this Robert Allen? He goes, yes, it is. I have 2 pieces of real estate that my seller would like to sell to you with nothing down, and we can work something out with my commissions, blah, 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 blah. Can you meet us tomorrow morning, and I'll have the paperwork ready? The reporter is like, holy crap, you're so full of crap. You called somebody on the payphone, and you did some sort of digits and some Morse code thing, and you got somebody from your family to call you at 9:30. I cannot wait to expose you. So they're laying on their little 2 twin beds in the $17 hotel room, and the reporter wouldn't even let them go to sleep. Like, you're so full of shit. And Robert Allen was just like, he's a gangster, dude. He shows up at the appointment the next day. The reporter grills the agent, grills the seller, and sure enough, Robert Allen didn't know these people. He bought these houses, 2 houses, with nothing down. The agent was going to get paid their commission after Robert refinances the property. Later then, he has like 5 years to refinance the property. And the reporter's just like, oh my gosh, I'm just blown away. This is insane. They're making me see the light. Anybody feel that way when Carl Allen speaks, or Chris Moore speaks, or Abraham Quaker? Like, you blew my mind. So he goes to Robert, he goes, okay, I'm gonna call, this is before cell phones. He goes to the seller, and the agent goes, can I use the phone? I gotta call the LA Times and get us an airplane ticket. We're done. This is amazing. And Robert G. Allen says, I still have 54 more hours. And he goes and buys 5 more pieces of real estate with nothing down using that $100. That's gangster. That's like Carl Allen gangster, right? Robert Allen, Carl Allen. Interesting. All right, so that's the beginning of this story. So I obviously love Robert G. Allen. I'm just obsessed with what he did, because here's what ended up happening. The LA Times writes an article after this that says, real estate investor challenges the Times and wins. Pull it up on your phone if you feel compelled to do so. You can go on Google, you pull it up. He's the nerdiest looking gangster you've ever met in your life. And he wins this freaking challenge. LA Times put it on the front page. What do you think happens to this guy's life? He's everywhere. One day he said, I didn't sleep in my own bed for 260 days straight because I was speaking on every stage across the world. Every stage across the world. Tony Robbins calls him and says, I want you to open for me. Oh my gosh, okay, cool. Well, here's the problem with haters, and here's the problem with doing cool things, is that now the New York Times writes an article saying, of course he can do it. He's Robert Allen. Just like a lot of times I look at Abraham Gray, you look at Pace Morby, you look at Carl Allen, you go, of course they can do it. They came out of the womb with these resources and these experiences, and their mom just gave them a gift basket with all these cool things in it. Right? That's how it works. So Robert Allen goes and writes a book called The Challenge. By the way, one of our students got me a original print signed version of this for one of my birthday gifts, so that was really cool. So he writes a book called The Challenge, and The Challenge was a book about him going, this is a real story, goes to St. Louis. This is back when people would line up to go to unemployment line to get an unemployment check, and Robert Allen goes and pulls 5 random people out of line and turns them into full-time real estate investors. All 5 of them I've met in person. They're all multi-millionaires. And he writes a book about this called The Challenge. Look it up, it's a great book. All right, so we've established that Robert Allen's a pretty big deal in my life, right? So I did a TV show, A&E, kind of a big deal. Disney signed me. It takes a year for me to go through this vetting process. They do a background check. They hire 35 people to go and do this TV show. This is back 3 years ago now. And we're about to get slated, where all these 35 people, head of photography, audio engineers, editors, all these people are flying in to move to Phoenix to do our TV show that's on A&E. And I get a call from this guy named Tim Mai. And Tim Mai says, Pace, we want to give you an award. I want you to come and speak in Key West, Florida this week. I go, Tim, I can't, man. I'm like a kid that's about to go to kindergarten for the first time. My mom just bought me a new backpack. I'm so excited to go to the first day of school. And you're telling me that school's getting postponed? No, I'm going to school. All these people are starting this TV show. There's no way I'm calling in sick. So he says, dude, but it'd be so great for you to be here. I'd love for you to speak and accept this award. I go, no, I have a TV show starting. This is kind of a big deal. He goes, no problem, here's a link, let me send it to you. Sends me a link. I'm sitting on the toilet. This is when you look at links. So I'm sitting on the toilet, I click the link, and who is one of the guest speakers? Robert Allen. And I call Jamil and I go, we're calling in sick to A&E. So we call A&E and we go, I have COVID. And we push the TV show back 10 days so I can make it to Key West. So I fly to Key West. I'm so excited. I want to meet Robert Allen. Everything I just told you, like, imagine the excitement of meeting this guy. I'm like, oh my gosh, man, you changed my life. This is so cool. You let me know all these things exist. This is the craziest thing ever. So I go there, and at these big events, you guys know about the green room, right? Does everybody know about the green room? It's like where all the cool people hang out. Okay? I never hang out in the green room, by the way. I'm always in the hallways. And I go into the green room looking for Robert Allen. Like, where is he? Where is he? Jamil's like, dude, chill out. You're fangirling right now. I'm like, yeah, I am. And he's not in the green room, which tells me something. He's out in the hallway. I'm like, that's how I know he's the guy. He's out talking to everybody. I see his silhouette, and I run up to him. And I go, Mr. Allen, Mr. Allen. And he turns around and he says, Mr. Morby. Oh. And he puts his hand out. And I'm about to like tear up. I'm like, what the hell? You know me. He says, I don't really know you, but I know the community that you've been building. And you're doing what I attempted to do for 29 years. And I was like, wow, are you joking me? This is insane. The girl comes up to him and says, hey, Mr. Allen, you're about to speak on stage in 5 minutes. You get mic'd up. And he says, tell the audience that I'm talking to my new friend, Pace Morby. I'll be there in 45 minutes. And he sits down and he explains these things to me. We build this really great relationship and we become friends in this 45 minutes. And he says to me, I spoke on every stage you can imagine. I taught every technique and every strategy you can imagine across the world, but 99% of the people that I taught failed. I had to get out of the education game because I had such a high failure rate. How is it the guy that has the best strategy, the best technique, the best everything, had a 99% failure rate? Because he did not build what Carl Allen and I have built, which is community. He says, without community, the people will fail. And I'm sitting here having this conversation. You guys are wondering where this story is going, because it actually has nothing to do with the story I'm about to tell you. So he tells me all this stuff, and I'm like blown away. Oh my gosh, great! I check the box, I get the award, I speak on stage, I now have his cell phone number, we text all the time, still to this day, great friends. Oh my gosh, I'm so freaking proud of that accomplishment, getting to know this guy. We decided, all right, we're gonna leave the event early, a day before the end, because we gotta get home. TV show and all, we fake sick. We don't want people to know where we're doing and what we're doing, whatever. So we go to the airport, flights get canceled. Temperatures, Florida, all the things. You guys can imagine. We don't have these problems in Arizona. Flights don't get canceled in Arizona, only in freaking Florida. So we go, all right, we're going to go back to the hotel. We go back to the hotel, and because I built a strong relationship with Robert Allen, he's walking through the lobby, and I'm walking into the lobby about to check back into my hotel room that I just left an hour and a half ago. And he goes, Pace. We're all going to go hang out on my yacht. Oh, cool. Can I drop the stuff? Absolutely. So I'm thinking, man, this 45-minute conversation was tight and is going to turn into a 4-hour conversation. It didn't. Got on the boat. I ended up talking to a gentleman named Gene Garino for 4 hours. You know Gene Garino.